Hello, hello, hello. How you guys doing tonight? There's only 11 people in here so far. I do not know what's going on with Facebook, but it is going slow. Getting the notifications out there. Hello, Nana. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Leanne. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Richard. Hello, Joe. Hopefully, y'all. I don't know where everybody is tonight. Give it a minute here for people to get in. Hi, Retha. Hi, Karen. Please hit the share button if you can, and please hit that thumbs up button if you're getting in here, as we're gonna be going over some news tonight. Hi, Tia. Please hit that thumbs up button. It definitely helps the channel. Hi, Behringer. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Michael. Yep, just waiting for everybody to come in here because it's going to take a second because I guess Facebook is not giving notifications. Of course, if you do not have us on Discord, please add our Discord. That's our best way to get notifications. You get notifications automatically on Discord, and then you can get in here nice and easy. Hi, Brian. Hi, Trey. How you doing? And hit that thumbs up and hit that share button, of course, to help get notifications out there as well. But we're going to start going over what's going on. But does anyone actually believe the Fed can tame the inflation, tanking without tanking the economy? I mean, leading economists and financial institutions are saying they're not confident now in the Fed Reserve's ability to tame the inflation, especially without bringing the economy into a recession. Having several, of course, big financial firms now saying the same thing around the world, not just, of course, in the U.S. firms. Even Deutsche Bank warned Tuesday about this. Federal interest rate hikes could cause a mild recession to a hard recession, much worse than we've seen in 2009-2008 period. We're no longer seeing the Feds achieving a soft landing. We anticipate a more aggressive tightening of monetary policy that will push the economy into a recession, which gives the United States a very considerable uncertainty. It is now relatively clear that the price stability is likely to only be achieved through a restrictive monetary policy stance that meaningfully dents the demand. It is paramount importance to get inflation down, but at this point, where will we end up? Recession on the rise, or recession coming on the rise, of inflation that we've been facing so drastically here in the United States. They're expecting 33% this year, which is a drastic inflation. Hi, Rachel. How you doing tonight? No mad faces, whoever's doing that. I don't know who's doing that. We only got 17 people in here tonight. I don't know what's going on. If you guys can hit a reaction and share it, please do. I don't know why Facebook is shadow banning me so hard. But I guess there's no notification at all on Facebook that I'm live. I am sorry about that. There's nothing I can do with Facebook other than tell you guys they're not telling anybody. But it's sad. One thing after another. It is literally one thing after another. The inflation rate here in the United States projected to hit 33%, or projected total inflation this year is 33%, which is ridiculous when you talk about price increases. Last year, I mean, we hit that easily. We're already seeing eggs from the bird flu now hitting $4 a dozen in some places, and even more. Of course, that expands outward. Billy, if you're trying to call in, just give me 1 second. I have to start the call program. If anybody wants to call in live, sorry about that. You guys are able to call in live now. Turn that back on. Yeah, the price of fuel is lower than it has been, but it's not low enough. The only better concession we're seeing from fuel prices, of course, is because they flooded with the our reserves. Our strategic reserves are literally flowing out 1,000,000 barrels a day. Inflation is here, and it's here to stay. Either that, or we're going to face a recession, which will be drastic for this country. But a recession or depression, who knows? Of course, in other news, big things are supplies coming up to the country are not here. Hi, how you doing tonight? This is Chris with Real News Live here on air.
Hey, Chris, it's Billy, man. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, I got banned from Facebook for 2 days today. That's why I was trying to say stuff in the chat, and I guess you didn't see it. That they won't let me post. I posted something about some guy. I saw a story on Facebook. There's this guy, like 30-something years old, got arrested for raping and killing his girlfriend's 9-month-old baby girl. And and the article was talking about people were saying, "Oh, this guy should be hung. They should bring back a hanging." And I was like, forget about the rope. I said, I'd rather dip this guy slowly into a giant pot of boiling water, and then and I said I like to chop his fingers off slowly with like big giant clippers. And I guess that was offensive to Facebook, to say that about an animal that just did such a horrific act towards a little baby girl.
Well, here's the thing: like, Facebook's going to be in for a huge, rude wake-up call. Elon Musk moving to Twitter is going to be huge. I mean, Elon Musk on the board already. He's already making the edit button. The edit button just came up yesterday as a question that he added. And now Twitter's saying they'll have it available for testing within a month.
I'm still having trouble getting into Truth Social. I still can't get in. I don't know what's going on with that.
Has your number been called yet?
No, it's like 150,000 something, but it hasn't changed. So, anyway, what I wanted to talk about real fast was I texted you earlier a couple hours ago about this story. Is it true about this high-ranking U.S. military officer that was captured inside Ukraine? And what kind of implications, if this is true, what kind of implications will this have with the war regarding Russia?
Well, I was going to get to that actually, because the president's remarks today, again, I don't know if you guys know, the president just once after another keeps making slip-ups about joining the war and going into Ukraine, even with soldiers and everything. He's talked about with their soldiers publicly. It's been heard. But there's a lot of conflict about who's actually in Ukraine right now, because there's people that are U.S. military members that are on paid leave from our country. Paid leave, I'm saying that with quotes for a reason, because military doesn't give paid leave. Giving paid leave to military members so they can go and volunteer to fight in Ukraine. Now, does that make any sense?
No,
because we're not technically sending our soldiers, but
excuse me. Yeah, no, it's just and I just saw somebody else just posted it in the chat. It was saying that that there's actually a couple other Americans who were captured also.
Yep.
So this is pretty huge. I mean, it shows that maybe they are special ops inside countries, helping them work some of those high-tech, weapon systems that they really don't know how to use. So
Well,
I mean that could be a danger.
right now, foreign fighters in Ukraine are estimated around 50 something thousand people, foreign fighters. And you look at the countries dumping in weapons, and then you know where the foreign fighters are coming from. But there's a lot of controversy coming out of Ukraine. Even Anonymous now is calling. I don't know if you guys seen Anonymous Ukraine actually is calling for an investigation into Ukraine's government, into the neo-Nazi party there, and to what's happening to the actual people. Saying that it's not just Russia killing people in their country, and people need to take a second look. That's a little bit
Yeah.
surprising that I heard. Of course, I get a lot of direct messages from people, and not just people from here, but people in that industry of hacking still and everything else. And I do cybersecurity, but it was crazy to see the actual anonymous video that came out of Ukraine, and it's verified it came out of Ukraine.
Hey, just switching gears. Yesterday, it was very, very disturbing to watch Biden at the White House when they had that little celebration, with Obama, and they were celebrating the, what is it, 11, 12 years of the Affordable Care Act or whatever.
Yeah, the vice president,
And
you mean? Biden? Vice President
yeah,
Biden?
I mean, yeah, that's another thing. I mean, how disrespectful on Obama's part to even joke about that. And then Biden stands there and salutes him like a fool. I mean, Biden has like no morals in himself either. I mean, if Obama did that to me, I would have just walked away.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really disrespectful. But then when you see the video of Obama like talking, meeting, and greeting people, like people asking for his autograph, like he's a rock star, and you see Biden turn around to the curtains looking for someone to speak to, and like there's nobody around. This is the president. And then the other video when he's walking behind him and he's trying to get Obama's attention. He's standing behind him with his mouth open, and he actually puts his hand on his shoulder, and you hear him say, "Barack, Barack." And Obama just ignores him. I mean, how do you make that? How do you think that makes us feel? Look, as a country, when like China and North Korea and Iran and Russia, Putin, the leaders, they see that and they say, "Man, this guy's like." Even his own people don't respect him in the White House. Why should we respect him?
Yep. And that's the sad thing is if he cannot even be respected from his own party members. These are his party members. You got to remember he was vice president for Biden or for Obama. Don't even start. I'm starting to slip up like him now. But it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing not just to the country. It's embarrassing to the party, the Democratic Party. They want to be party members. They got to follow party lines. He is the acting president of the United States. Whether I like it or not, I'm still going to call him the president of the United States. Whether I want him to be, whether I think he was duly elected, no matter what, he is the acting president.
Hey,
I'll say acting president. I'm not going to say president. I'm going to say acting president.
Hey, so my brother we was talking to him the other night, and he feels that Biden is definitely going to be gone before the end of the year. That they're going to revoke the 25th Amendment and get him out. What do you think?
I definitely see the 25th Amendment coming, especially with the House and the Senate being moved to a Republican majority on both sides. I see Harris getting impeached for her role in, of course, the Black Lives Matter movement and the bailout fund and all that happened.
So then, if that's the case, who do you think is going to be the president then before the next election?
Will be the leader of the House at the time. It won't be Nancy Pelosi because it'll be a Republican House.
I mean, if Biden gets removed, then that means she becomes president.
No.
So.
Yeah, but Harris would get if they both get impeached around the same time. Neither one will be able to set another person in place.
It's still going to take some time to impeach her, though. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen instantaneously. It's going to take time.
But once an impeachment starts, she cannot make any rule. She cannot make any new placements. She can't say, "Oh, well, I want to select a new vice president." She can't do that.
She has to have a vice president. He can't go.
Yeah, the House becomes the vice president. Speaker of the House does. Which the Speaker of the House will be a Republican speaker at that time.
Wow.
So it'd be a very drastic change if that unfolded. And it wouldn't be Nancy because it would be a Republican Speaker of the House because Republican majority, which would change drastic levels of what's happened. I mean,
Yeah.
so we
Oh,
could see.
one more quick question because I was debating with my brother about this. Now, Matt Gaetz says that he's going to nominate Trump as Speaker once they take control of the House. And my brother was like, you got to be a member of Congress. Well, I was looking that up. It doesn't
Technically, you don't.
say. Yeah, it doesn't say in the Constitution that you have to be a member of Congress. It says that the majority party may nominate a person of their choosing.
Yeah, and they would have to have a supermajority to get that done. So the 60,
Trump
they would
could
have to have
actually
60 plus on
he
both
could get
sides.
nominated then.
Yeah, or 66% on the Senate side. And 60
That'd be
people.
crazy.
That would be extremely crazy. But I could see it happening. I could see them giving him Pelosi's seat without even sitting. So
Can you imagine the uproar of the media? I mean, oh my God, it would go berserk. All right, man. Listen,
it's craziness out there. It's craziness. I'm worried about food prices right now. I don't know if you heard, but even fertilizer shortages was one thing, but now even manure supplies as fertilizers are running short. There's no more manure left to fertilize for nearly 2 decades.
It's going to trickle down. It's going to start trickling down to the stores and to the supermarkets. You know, people right now may not see it. You know, but it's going to start to trickle down. You know, but
it's going to.
All right, brother. Listen, stay well. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. God bless. Stay strong.
You too.
Bye. But as I was talking about the manure prices, I mean, it's happening. The exact installation of what I was talking about is happening. Manure prices now are going to drastic levels as manure is becoming unavailable for farmers. Of course, it's always been used in the market tool, and it's been sold on the back end of cattle. But now there's nothing left. The shortage of global commercial fertilizers because of Russia and Ukraine, the U.S. sanctions, more U.S. growers are knocking on the door to get supplies of old-fashioned cow manure as fertilizer. The problem is they don't have more to sell. There is not enough to meet demands at this time. On top of that, we're having chickens with the bird flu. Of course, 20 countries now. 20 states, not countries, 20 states now with bird flu having to call their chickens or kill their chickens off. Yeah, you got to feed the rabbits. That's the problem to get the poop. It's not good. It is not good what's happening. We're in trouble. We're looking at beef prices, of course, already up. We're looking at chicken prices going up drastically now. We're looking at inflation hitting all-time highs around every level in the market. I mean, used cars up 33% this year alone, not counting last year's increase. Used cars, not even new at this point. New cars, of course, having shortages still of everything they need to build them. Now food becomes an issue, like I was saying. I mean, yeah. Well, that cattle auction, I guarantee you'll start selling the cow crap for free or selling it to make money. Manure, here's another thing, is manure has to be spread and tested, and you can't just sell it. Because there are diseases that cattle carry that can't be just transported across state lines. But the global threat for food supplies and demand of wheat inventory is 40 years. The inventories are at 14-year lowest, 40-year highs for what people actually need. This is a huge thing. Fertilizer at a high cost. and seed scarcity, U.S. farmers are turning to soy this year more than ever. Typically devoted 20% at least of their farms to corn, which provide feed for their cattle, now are turning to soy because soy requires less fertilizer. But of course, it rips the ground of all of its nutrients. So, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? Between food shortages, fertilizer shortages. I mean, the president's remarks that, and by the way, if I got to go to war, I'm going with you guys. Making it clear that he is still open for a war with Russia, a direct war with Russia, after repeatedly stating in the media that he is not. He is not trying to push it. This is a problem. One thing after another, we're facing this. It's just sad. It's just sad. Our president doesn't know where he is, who he is. He doesn't even know he's president at this point, I'm pretty sure. Because if we watch and listen to him on a daily basis, it doesn't sound like he knows he's president. President of the most powerful country in the world? Definitely not. Yeah, Rachel, that's just another point. Do I think this is part of the New World Order? I think at this point the world's just falling apart. New World Order is pretty much, they're just trying to hold on to their goals for that. It's a mess. Our president is a mess. The laptop stuff coming out is a total disaster. And of course, there was testimony provided by one of Hunter's chief financial people that said the big guy is Biden. So Joe Biden is the big guy, and that gets linked together. He could be impeached far before the end of the year. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Special forces, CIA, Ukraine getting caught. Yep. I mean, look. I hate to say this, but even look at like BlackRock is pulling out of so much stuff right now because they know what's happening. They see it. They see what's happening. They're pulling out of a lot of this. With the Bilderberg Group and everything else, BlackRock is pulling out. And that is a drastic difference. Yeah, that's ridiculous, Teresa. Just wait. It'll be here. Yeah, he had absolutely no idea. And of course, his press secretary backs him up on that. Oh, there's no way he had an idea. No way. What, I'm going to make a shirt. That's a good one. I'm going to make a shirt with that for sure. New World Order, out of order. It's sad. Yeah. Electronic money showing directly from China to Hunter. Videos been given, evidence has been given in the last few days, Jody. It has been crazy. Testimony coming forward from, of course, people testifying to Senate subcommittees that have not been publicized. Of course, they are available if you go and dig. You can find that, the videos of those committees being happening. It's happening. Even at ATMs, yes. They could just restrict your debit card until you show that you have a vaccine passport. Christopher, that's the sad thing. It is sad. Everyone's suffering at this point. Everyone is suffering at this point. Of course, another absurd video from the war between Ukraine and Russia has hit the web. Of course, people are saying shows Ukrainian tank hammering Russian armored vehicles. But does it really? Pretty intense video footage. We'll try to take a look here in just a second when we get it up here. Saying we'll see, of course, the convoy come in here in this video. Cut over here so you guys can see it better. It's pretty insane. One tank appears to try to take on an entire convoy by itself. And it looks like it had some success. In order to take an entire Russian convoy of vehicles out by yourself, I imagine you would have to have some guts. Made of absolute steel. Or have a few screws loose, perhaps. Same video, of course, showing this. It is just crazy watching the single tank as its run of vehicles moves through here. Crazy stuff in Ukraine, of course. Crazy stuff happening out there. Everything from them calling on their leaders to them saying that there's issues. And there are true issues showing up as we're facing this now. Yeah, really hard to walk with those kind of things. Yeah, learn survival skills. It's not hard. Craziness. Absolute craziness. One vehicle was taken out at the end there. But as we watch it, I mean, this is crazy that's going on. This is going on in Ukraine still. It's crazy. I'm buffering. I shouldn't be buffering at all. Oh, bluffing. It's ridiculous, though. Watching what's happening in Ukraine at the same time, of course, that Hungary is now saying it's ready to pay for Russian gas in rubles. It's called it. Russia has officially called Europe's bluff as countries begin to fold under the pressure of needing natural gas, meaning that Russia can secure their currency once again. Russia's securing their currency in a guaranteed way by moving forward with their call for payments with the ruble and, of course, with gold, which is happening. As Hungary is ready to pay for Russian oil with any means necessary that they have. Hungary says the EU has no role to play in bilateral contracts. The EU is under pressure to increase sanctions against Russia, but they have really no rule over those contracts. Of course, threatening Hungary to push them out of the EU won't help anybody. I knew it was going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And the Azov group is ridiculous. The Azov group should be condoned on both sides. Let me actually pull up that video. I should have it on here. Give me 1 second. Coming down right now. Just give me a second. I'll get it loaded up for you guys. This video was released by Anonymous Ukraine, which is Ukrainian group, of course, that of Anonymous, talking about what's actually happening there. Pretty crazy when I heard it coming out. Second.
World. The President of America has lied once again to the American people. Many of you do not care for the fact the entire United States government lies constantly, but this lie may very well cost you and millions of others their lives. We are anonymous. The forces that be in America and now Ukraine must be stopped. The government and media lying about both. And as the off-circuit security teams have warned, we will now take action. Hacks into NATO officials and others in a counterintelligence joint operation to expose the lie currently in the media as a cover-up for America trying to overthrow the Ukraine government, just as the shadow government has infiltrated and overthrown the US government. They are using a known ploy in the media, as they have done many times, to get the American population to go along with troops being sent to Ukraine. The Iraq War and Afghanistan War, they did the same. Manufacturing their own crisis to send in troops. You must not fall for this, America. Your life is at serious risk if Biden does not back down. Media are saying it is to help Ukraine. It is not. Russia is there to help defend Ukraine from American forces. We will use our counterintelligence information to expose the truth and the lies of all news outlets in America. United States, through its agents in Ukraine, will begin a series of false flag attacks on targets in Ukraine, which have been designed to make it look as if they were carried out by the special forces of the Russian Federation. Many fakes and frauds claiming to be anonymous must be exposed as well, for it is true. Anyone can be or claim to be anonymous, but the misconception of what anonymous is will have to be clarified. Real anonymous operations and teams are not children trying to be cool or get likes. For most of us are ex-military or special forces, or come from the private sector like Lockheed Martin, or are ex-intelligence agents. Our intel deals with real-world issues and are heavily censored, as we are constantly being attacked by hacks or victims of targeted individual operations, as well as targeted by fake anon accounts to discredit our real intelligence gathering information. They will be exposed. For we know who is who and who is not. To these fakes I suggest closing your accounts now. Judgments will come without sympathy. And so this information has been made available, and was released through several forums used by Anonymous Ukraine. Members of Anonymous Ukraine, who are involved in what Anonymous has called Operation Independence, have independently verified that Anonymous is the source for the emails. Among the three key emails is one containing the initial instructions from the U.S. Army Assistant Army Attaché Jason P. Gresh to a senior official of their General Staff of the Ukrainian Army named Igor Pritz.
See, this gets important here, and there's a reason I'm playing this, so you guys can hear this. This is actually Ukrainian citizens that are getting together and, of course, exposing what's happening in Ukraine between the U.S. Army Colonel. These are emails that, of course, that have been, I don't know how they acquired them at this point, but these emails have been acquired, and they've been showing what's actually happening. They're arresting or taking out people that are pro-Russian or Russian-speaking citizens, or speaking citizens of any other language or dialect. I mean, this video is just getting started. It's about 12 minutes long, or 13 minutes long. It will be posted directly to the page. But I think it's important to you guys go and review this kind of stuff, because this is happening. This is happening. And it's happening around the world. This is not a local thing. This is a global thing. And Anonymous, you got to know, Anonymous first attacked the heck out of Russia when this all started, because they didn't get into the emails. They didn't get the information. And when that information starts changing drastically, when it's a group of people like Anonymous that hacktivists, they hacked to put the truth out there allow people to see what's really happening. When a group like Anonymous comes out and they're saying now that there's a huge conspiracy, I mean, you got to start questioning things. Even if you don't believe in the conspiracy side, you got to start questioning what's going on. Because there's so much going on in our country that we can't even get the truth out of our own government. Our government's a joke at this point. Hungary's foreign minister was insulted today by Ukraine's envoy. New sanction, of course. The U.S. put new sanctions against Putin and Russian banks and his daughters. It's ridiculous. Looking what's happening. The sanctions aren't doing anything to Russia at this point. Russia's dollar or ruble has fell as far as it was going to fall. As far as it was going to fall. Russian ruble has already fallen there. It is now recovering. When countries are forced to buy Russian oil and rubles and gold, or having to buy gold with rubles, or buy rubles with gold, Russia acquires more gold. China and Russia are acquiring the gold of the nations. They're not stupid. They're acquiring U.S. gold. They're acquiring gold from every other country that is paying them for goods. Question everything. Trust no one at this point. It's sad. It is sad what's happening. Because the world is falling apart. It's just one thing after another. Every time we turn around, it's something new. Inflation, recession, housing bubble, all over. Way overdue at this point. Fed's meeting, of course, says they're going to have to speed up the rate of interest increases, which are going to cause people to lose their houses. Yeah. It's sad. Yeah. We have each other. We got to make light of BS. We got to just be prepared, stand strong with each other, and be ready. Russia never happened. We know that. American dollar is going to become worthless very quick. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to lose the world dominance in currency. If Saudi Arabia goes through with their plan and starts selling oil outside of the petrodollar, outside the U.S. dollar, there is no value left in the U.S. dollar. Because it is no longer going to be a globally accepted exchange currency. It'll be like UK's dollar, where you have to trade for the EU to trade for any other currency in the world. The euro. Ridiculous as that sounds. It's that. That monkey works. Monkey Works is awesome. He does a lot of track and military transpo. It's sad. It is sad. Getting buffered. It's Facebook doing it. I cannot help Facebook. If you guys can, though, give me a thumbs up, though. If you can afford to donate, please do. We're still trying to raise money for people in need around America and around the U.S. For our fellow patriots that are in need, for families and everything else. It's sad watching what's happening. It is sad. Cashless society, of course, the government's supposed to be prepared to do that by August. Cashless society by August is what they're saying now, as we look forward to that. And not talking a bit or a blockchain technology, we're talking a digital dollar. Which a digital dollar is worse than the dollar we already have. With no backing, of course. Yeah, gold, silver, lead. Lead with brass attached to it. And round little cylinder shapes. They're really good stock up on. But August. By August. It's technically it's already done. But by August it'll be ready for deployment. That's the scary thing. Technically, the digital dollar is already ready. If you look at the papers on it and everything, it's already out. It could already be released. But August is the technical release date that they're talking about. And if they try to go to a digital dollar, imagine what that means. They can stop you from buying anything or selling anything or even doing anything with your own money for any reason. No more banks. No more private loans. It'll be just wiped out. You won't be able to borrow money from somebody. They could stop you from giving money to a charity because they don't like the charity. They can stop you from giving money to your friend or paying somebody to fix something for you. They can decide who gets paid and who doesn't. If you want a loan, you got to go to them. If you want a loan, you'll have to turn to them. At that point, what is the point? We are here. We stand together and we stand as one. As Americans, strong and together we will stay. Oh, they'll figure out a way. They'll figure out a way. Trust me. They got to move quickly at this point. People see what's happening. Yeah. They're trying to go after the Second Amendment. If they get this justice in the Supreme Court, I guarantee they go after the Second Amendment. I guarantee the Second Amendment will be the first thing on the chopping block. Social grading, just like China. They've already talked about it. That's within the digital dollar system if you look at the paperwork for it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Avian flu spreads. We need to stand strong because even zoos are getting hit. Hitting birds as avian flu spreads across North America. Hitting our farms. We're seeing prices increase there. We're seeing price increase everywhere. We know that. Nearly 23 million chickens and turkeys have already been killed across the United States to limit the spread of the virus. 23 million chickens and turkeys have already been killed. Zoos, of course, are having to kill their animals if they get it too. It's a tragic problem with endangered and threatened species in their care. The outbreak is taking a huge toll on America. and of course Canada as well. They already altered buying habits due to the pandemic. Just one more thing on the list. One more thing. Yeah, well, if you could buy chicken and turkeys now and freeze them, I would do that. If you have space to keep them in a freezer, do it now. They'll trade it. They'll want you to go and buy something for them to, of course, use that to sell it. Just that. Very, very, very sad. I'm gonna sign off here, you guys. I will be on tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's just, yeah, cash is gonna become worthless. Cash is already worthless at this point. Let's just be honest. If you guys can afford to donate, please do. We desperately need it. And of course, share us out as much as possible. I know you guys are great about doing that, hitting the share button to get people in here so people can hear what's going on. And I want to thank you guys. I know Rodney shared, Karen, Melinda, one of the ones I could see, but I know more people shared than that because it shows more. But thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate you being part of here, the Real News Live family. Canning chicken is not difficult either. You are true, Minnie. That is 100% true. And you can actually can chicken that is raw before you put it in the can and actually boil it and pressure cook it like that. Do some research. It's very easily. Freeze chicken, can it. Do what you can because you're going to be paying through the roof for meat products coming this winter. Even midsummer at this rate. But God bless you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. God bless.